What's up, studs, studettes? Kunal here on the mic. Happy Tuesday, almost hump day. So, for you lonely men out there, tomorrow's your big day. So, hopefully, you go out and make some profit so that you can find yourself a nice, fun Wednesday surprise. We got a lot to unpack in today's market. We've got some tasty things happening and some key developments that I think we got to go over. So, another rest day in the QQQs, all bullish rest. We want to see this. So, everybody wants the market to go up every day. They want to see everybody's like Nvidia, right? Nvidia. Like there's like not any other stocks around. So we've got 3 rest days in a row. The market was actually bleeding off a little bit even today, and then Apple came in at the close and kind of saved the day with some fluff PR. And so now we're just kind of still resting here. And so nothing to read on the QQQs. Let me repeat this. And so we're going to cover today market analysis, and then we'll go into the watch list. But let me just say something. Flat days in the indexes are often the best days to trade breakouts because it becomes a stock picker's market. People pile into the quality names, the names with PRs, the names with catalysts. When there's less names, then you know where the traders are going because there's a handful of PRs and a handful of hot setups, and that's where they're going. So we want to see this. You saw pretty much a nothing burger on the SPY. Just a nice, look, this is as orderly as it gets, right? That's as orderly as it gets, and so there's nothing to see in the SPY or the QQQs. Guys, by the way, did you notice I shaved? All right, so the other day, so I'm looking fresh and some clean. Now, this is the key thing that we got to be mindful of. You got the IWM here, all right? Now, let me make this thing a little bit bigger. This little circle. Well, you got a little too much of me, right? I was getting fresh with you. So now we got this thing. We're right at this 205. This is the big spot. If you look, this is the base that's been going back, right, since the beginning of time. Right? It's been going back since the beginning of time. No, just kidding. But it has been going back since 2022. And we're there, right? We're there, we're testing it. And so the big question becomes, do we break? Well, this is a rhetorical question, but just more of a common sense thing for us too. In the last few weeks, has anything not broke out, right? This is a line drawers market. This is a line drawers market. That means that, especially if you're on the Twitter and stuff, any of the jokers that just draw like a lot of squiggly lines, right? And they post the charts. And they got lines everywhere, fucking lines for days, right? It's a line drawers market. You draw your lines and things are actually playing out. I'm not shaming that style of trading because I'm a line drawer. You see, I got lines on this too. But line drawing works about 3 months out of the year. And we're in that 3 months. A big portion of trading is understanding when to use what strategies, right? So we are in a line drawers market. No shame in that. It's the easiest market. It's the market we want. This is where you grow your accounts, right? This is what we call account builder market right now. So we got some lines and we're starting to test it. It'd be nice if we had a rest day because we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days in a row we've been up. So we got to chill out, a little bit. Ideally a rest day or what we call an inside day would really, really be nice to take this thing out downtown Julie Brown, all right? So this is the spot. Watch it. I wouldn't be surprised to see us gap up tomorrow and then do a little bit of a show and go. Let's take a look at market breadth here. We're not seeing very many breakdowns at all, which is very bullish. The T2108 is kind of just a little bit mid, and the T2107 is a little bit mid. But we are starting to see an increase in breakouts, and so this is where things are getting a little bit more powerful. So we were in a narrow market, meaning there were only a handful of stocks that were actually moving, right? That was your Magnificent 7. Now we've unnarrowed it recently, right? So you can see we're starting to step up the number of breakouts. So we were at 269, 210, 178. So very few, right? Now all of a sudden you get a 314, 275, 460, and then today with the 620, led by AI stocks, right? That's when there's speculation in there. I think really anything, once you get past 500, it's really some good action, meaning there's a lot of stocks that are moving around. So I thought this was an overall nice change of pace. to what's happening in the market. So let's go into the watch list. There's some good stuff that's happening. You know, crypto stocks have obviously been a nice mover for everybody, but there's some other stuff that's happening too. Some nice earnings plays that we put on the watch list yesterday, right? Like HIMS, the boner pills. These things were going. You had a beautiful ORB on this thing, right? ORB is just a 3-candle pattern, right? Gap up, 1 candle, 2 candles sideways, show and go, right? You take out the range, and you had this kind of nice, it's a nice looking setup right there, all right? But let's get into this. DNLY, beautiful trender today from 18 to 24, 89 million share flow, testing the 200-day moving average, got an uptick in volume. This is the type of play that's working right now. You know, former 100, this is the market when you think about stocks that are running, it's like former $100, $200 stocks that have pulled back into the teens, that are rounding, getting PRs and starting to explode. That's where we're at in the current situation. This DLNY's got a nice look to it. It's good that it closed over the 200-day moving average. Love this for tomorrow. HIMS, dude, you don't get any cleaner than this, right? Just gap up, 3-candle pattern, boom, right? You break out. Like I like this kind of action. You can see here on a longer-term basis, you've got a big level that it's crossing over, pretty low float. There was about 10% of the float was shorted, so you know, you got probably some covering today too that came into that. We'll see if that can extend out for day 2. Watch, this would be a candidate for red to green, so weak open, take out a 14, I think is a good spot. Do we crush some puss on this alt today? You know, there was the 1250 breakout. I stepped in front of it a little bit. We took out in the ORB at the open, you know, when you took out the opening range here. I had a 1209 average, so I even got a few pennies, you know, lower than the ORB, and did nice trend. I did piker this. I think I got out of my last ones around 13. So a little bit of piker McGee. But look, yeah, that's my middle name, right? Canal Piker McGee Desai is my name. But hey, this is like this sweet spot of teenagers. This is where the heat is right now. NNOX, beautiful setup today, right? Pull back into 9 EMA. Nice pop here. Now, this is probably a sucker's bounce, but I think, you know, 'tis the season for this to run. I think it's got a good look to it. I want to look for bottoming names with some, you know, volume increasing. Big lots, these like kind of big lots, AMC, these kind of names are going to start getting picked off, like little short squeezes. As the IWM, if the IWM breaks out, ooh, things are going to get juicy, right? Things are going to get juicy. You can dust off the old playbooks, you know, and whip out clear out the cobwebs, man. Clear out the cobwebs and start getting your trading skills back, minus the Magnificent Seven, right? So stay away from the big caps. I'm not putting any of them on the watch list for you guys because you guys love trading them too much, right? Let's learn some new ones. This big lot's got a nice look. CVNA, you know, we had this on the watch list yesterday. I wasn't very interested in it unless it got over 75. It got over 75. The squeeze was on, big volume on it. This is, you know, I mean, this is bread and butter type of setup. You know, if you look at the kind of action, like this is the kind of action you want, right? You get a gap up, you get an ORB, pull back into the 9 EMA, flag patterns. When you start to see multiple patterns firing off, that's a great sign for the market. I want you to put all the old AI names on. The bullfroggy, the bear froggy, the deer frogs, deer jerky, anything with the word AI holdings in it. So BFRG, BBAI, CXAI, you know, the works. I want you to add these in. They're going to start firing off probably one after another. I won't trade these $5 ones, but I'm just putting this on for you guys because I love you guys. You know, I want you all to make money. I obviously don't do it because I'm a good, God-fearing person, you know, and I just don't like diving in the dumpster this much. I'm too old, too fat, too bald, too hairy for this, but it looks great. Kava. Now, this is my type of stop. IPO breakout, 73 million share float, 8 million shares in volume. Dude, Butamus Maximus Maurilius range. Man, check this out, right? You gap up, pull back into the bone zone, right? The pull back into the bone zone, that's been the hottest intraday setup for us of recent, right? Pull back in the bone zone, big push, holy moles. You got W, finally. Dude, this has got some shorts in it too, 100 million share float. If the IWM breaks out, this is like this kind of name. See this big base? Like this is what we want to be kind of coming out of. These are fake trend lines, you know, right? This is like kind of like the fuck you trend lines. But dude, I gotta draw them, man. They're just so fun. It makes me feel so smart. It's like adding in a lot of indicators, right? And you're like, hey, check out my special indicator, right? It's kind of like that. So this has got a nice one. Remount the 200-day moving average, low float, some shorts. I think you can see 62, 63 if the market holds up. ZM, I want you to keep this on the list. It didn't have much reaction to the earnings, but it had enough range. Let's see. You still got a 75 magnet on this bad boy. Dude, this is top of the list here. Holy cow. Right? This is top of the list. I don't know where all these lines came from, but this is top of the list. You finally came out. This is why we draw stocks on multiple levels, right? So let me get rid of all these damn lines here, but you know, you finally took out this 24, straight shot at the open, the 25.50, came back, retested, beautiful close. This has got a 25.50 breakout just in the cards. This is also an AI stock. It's awesome. Lift, we had this on yesterday's watch list, right? We had some levels drawn out, dude. Great range. Dude, this thing was at 16. You close your eyes, it's at 17. Even the options are liquid enough on it. Mara, earnings are coming out, so I want to keep this in play. Bitcoin's still hanging out at 57,000. This was just a little bit of a rest day. I think they get picked back up here. SQ, nice rebound today. A little bit herky-jerky in the intraday price action. You definitely can't chase it. You got to hit it on dips, and it gets bought up. But if you're just like drawing lines, it's not working on that. You got to hit it on dips. That's just the price action of the stock. Every stock has its own story. That's the action on this stock. CLSK, I want you to add. APP is looking zesty too. Dude, that's right at the sweet spot right there. That's an earnings breakout flag. And dude, I'd add in Uber here too. This has got a good look to it. And you know, you can we have some of the ones from yesterday that are still holding up. Guys, watch that IWM. If it breaks, the chase is on. And this is how you know the speculation's in the market. Look at even old AMC starting to push through, right? Even when old AMC's starting to push through, you know something good's happened. Peace, guys. I love you.